A sharp slap cracked through the airplane cabin, stopping every conversation mid-sentence. Heads turned. A young black teenager stood frozen in the aisle, his cheek reddened, his eyes wide with confusion and pain. He didn't speak, didn't move, just stared straight ahead. The energy inside the plane shifted instantly. Passengers glanced at one another, unsure if what they'd just witnessed was real. The flight attendant stood firm, her arms crossed tightly over her chest. "He was being disrespectful," she snapped to no one in particular. The boy had asked, politely, to change seats after the man next to him whispered something offensive. Instead of helping, she accused him of being difficult. Then she struck him. After that, she simply turned and walked away, wearing the confidence of someone who expected no consequences. The boy didn't raise his voice or protest. He quietly reached into his hoodie pocket, pulled out a phone, and made one call. "Dad." "It happened again," he said. Around him, no one knew who he really was. Elijah was quiet and polite, dressed simply in jeans and a worn hoodie. Though seated in first class, he didn't look like someone who belonged there, at least not to some passengers. The ticket he held was a gift from his father, a symbol of trust and privilege Elijah didn't take for granted. Elijah's father, Malik Ward, was a powerful and respected black CEO. He built a tech empire recognized nationwide and influenced industries from law to media and aviation. Malik's reputation made him one of the most influential figures in business and civil rights. The flight attendant judged Elijah before knowing him, assuming his appearance meant he was lying about his seat. When Elijah politely challenged her after a racist remark from a passenger, she lost control. Instead of addressing the problem professionally, she lashed out physically, making a mistake that would cost her everything. The rest of the flight settled into an awkward silence. Passengers whispered quietly among themselves, unsure of how to react. Some avoided eye contact altogether, while others stole glances at Elijah, who remained calm and collected. His face showed no emotion, only quiet strength in the midst of discomfort. As the plane taxied to the gate, a sudden announcement crackled over the speakers. "Please remain seated. Authorities will be boarding the plane shortly." Confusion spread quickly throughout the cabin. Unknown to the passengers, federal agents and airport security were already waiting on the runway, ready to act. Within minutes, federal agents boarded the aircraft with purpose. The flight attendant, caught off guard, demanded to know what was happening, but her questions were met with silence. She and 2 other crew members were handcuffed on the spot and escorted off the plane. The charges: assault, racial harassment, and abuse of authority. Elijah was the last to step off the plane. Waiting at the gate was his father, Malik, calm but firm. Their hug was quiet yet powerful, a silent exchange of pride and support after a long, difficult flight. A passenger's video capturing the slap quickly went viral online. Within hours, national media outlets picked up the story. Headlines erupted across the country, filled with outrage, support for Elijah, and calls for justice. The incident sparked a nationwide conversation about race and respect. The airline released an official apology just hours later. The flight attendant and 2 crew members were suspended immediately, then terminated. The company pledged major reforms, including mandatory anti-discrimination training for all employees to prevent such incidents from ever happening again. Elijah refused to speak to reporters, staying out of the spotlight. Friends said he didn't want fame, only fairness. His quiet strength and calm silence spoke louder than any words, sending a powerful message that respect and dignity are not up for debate. Remember, you never truly know who someone is or who they're connected to. True power doesn't always wear a suit. Respect shouldn't depend on appearance or status. Treat everyone with kindness and dignity, because sometimes the quietest people hold the greatest strength.